Chris Schwader is pressing the record button. My name is Chris Schwader from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I'm flat out excited for you. Guys, what we're going to talk about tonight, and you're going to hear some stories from different people, is a business venture that people can participate in, the free enterprise system, and truly decide their worth, truly decide what they want to create in their life. And this is a vehicle that can get them wherever they want to go. How do I know that? One, because 4 years ago in November, I was at the lowest point of my life. Guys, I started off as a horseshoer, got started in this industry, and by 2005 became a six-figure income earner, and had a full-time income in this since 2001 in the direct sales, working from home industry. And basically at the end of 2015, I came down with a bone infection, and it absolutely crippled my life along with my leg. I found myself bedridden for 4 months. And guys, for me, I'm an extremely active person that was doing mixed martial arts every single day. Sometimes I'd miss Sunday, but for the most part, every single day, between 1, sometimes 3 hours a day. I trained racehorses in the morning. I was riding and breaking racehorses and doing all that. I wouldn't say a cowboy because I'm from the suburbs, but and I don't like boots, but at the end of the day, I rode racehorses. I was out on my boat doing wakeboarding and wake surfing no less than 3 days, on average, probably 4 to 5. So going from being in that place, making a six-figure income to not, from not being able to walk, being bedridden, my whole life was turned upside down. And what I was dealing with is what I would consider to be anxiety, depression. I guess the best way to describe it, and this isn't something that you can really put into words, but after being sick for 2 years, even when I finally had the surgery and they cleaned out all the infection after doing 6 weeks of antibiotics and all that, it was September 1st of 2017 when I had the surgery done. And it was October when we tried these products, so maybe end of October. And even though I was finally well, and I finally was no longer having fevers and all that, I still didn't feel like myself. I still didn't feel like I lost touch of who I was. I mean, it might have been the fact that I wasn't living the life that I was living before. I was broke. I was busted. I was disgusted. I was trying to figure out what in the world was I going to do. I had to go into construction, running my friend's construction company, running jobs and all that stuff for him. And just so I can make ends meet and try to catch up on my mortgage. So I want you to picture this. I was 40 grand in credit card debt. I had a $40,000 home equity line of credit. I lost a $100,000 wakeboard boat that I only owed $60,000 on. I basically paid that much down in just a 2-year period. I had an air conditioner that went out on me in October of that year. And here in New Orleans, it's freaking hot till sometimes in December, you're having to use air conditioning. So I'm living in a 2,200 square foot house with window units in multiple areas because we couldn't afford to basically fix the air condition. And my mortgage was still a month behind. It was more than that. My car notes were behind. My credit score went from an 8 something. I was probably around an 850, 830 to 850, down into the 500s. So I didn't even know who I was anymore. And a friend of mine was telling me about how he had invested in this public company, and they sent him a product, a coffee. And guys, when he was sharing with me what this coffee was doing for him, it sounded too good to be true. It sounded like, how in the world can a coffee do all of that like appetite suppression, and people are having weight loss and focus, clarity, energy, sense of well-being, helping them deal with whatever struggles they're going through internally, and helping them with all these things by simply drinking a cup of coffee and taking a capsule. Well, guys, when he was sharing this story with me, also then I started watching, I saw a friend of mine, Shanna, making posts on Facebook, and she was talking about this happy coffee again. And I'm sitting here going, what is this stuff? So I call her and I'm like, and I'm hearing all the same stuff. And she's telling me all these things that sounded, again, too good to be true. And what I can tell you is that I was like, you know what? If this stuff does even a portion of what they're saying it does, I have to try it. And guys, when I took this stuff for the first time in 2 years, I felt like me again. And at that point, that's when I said, you know what? I knew, and I had been praying for a supernatural turnaround. I've been praying for something to give me my life back. I was praying for something that I can dig myself out of the rut that I was in. And guys, when I tried this stuff, I knew that this was it. And my friend Mark, when he was sharing with me what it was and what it was doing, and I believe we have something special, I got what he was talking about after trying it. So guys, what we're going to talk about tonight is a couple fold. You're going to hear some stories about people that have had some amazing results on the product. And because of the results on the product, they have changed their lives financially. So, but before we bring these people on, what I want you to think about is just think about the world we live in today. Can we agree that with all the anxiety and the things that are going down with lockdowns and mandates of all sorts, that there's a lot of anxiety and a lot of things that people are dealing with in this world, and people can use a little bit of happiness these days? Can we all agree on that? What if there was a way that you can go out there and share something? Because what we're talking about tonight is a company that not only has something that people are already doing every single day when they wake up. They're making a cup of coffee. Well, some people might go, well, I don't drink coffee. Well, so what? We have a tea that does the same thing. We have a lemonade that does the same thing. Does anybody know anybody that has problems sleeping? We have a product for that. Does anybody know anybody that could maybe use closing the refrigerator and maybe putting different stuff in their mouth, right? Like we have shakes that help people, that are meal replacements, that help people to basically lose weight and have all the proper things to balance out their body and all that and get them healthy and get their life back. So guys, what we're talking about is a company called the Happy Co. And the Happy Co means, it can mean collaboration, it means community, because what you're going to find is a community that is upbeat and that are there to support you in whatever your goals are. Whatever your happy is, we have products as well as a community, or as well as different lanes of opportunities. How many people know people that like to travel? How many people know people that, guys, I could go on and on and on, but I don't want to get you confused, because what I can tell you is that with just 2 products that we had, just the coffee and this capsule right here, we basically built a multi-million-dollar business in just a few short months. And I'm talking about my family, and the team that we put together was over $1 million in 4 months by going out there and sharing a very simple message that we're going to share with you guys tonight. When you get off this call, not only will you be sure that, you know what, I think I need to try these products, but if you see a business that you say, hey, I think I could do that, we're going to give you the tools even on this call, and it's going to be short and sweet. We're going to tell you exactly what we did, how to get where we were, and how to get and do what we did in such a short amount of time, and how we grew this thing. So guys, what we're really talking about is the other product that we have is the business. The other product that we have, which I think is the best product, is the business, which is a byproduct of sharing all these incredible things. Guys, we have capsules that do the same thing as the coffee. We have all kinds of stuff, but and that stuff is important. But I think what's more important is what it's doing for people. And you're about to hear some stories. But as I close this part out, I want to close it out with this. Guys, we basically, many of us live in North America, and there's some people that might be watching this from other countries as well. And what I can tell you, at least from America's standpoint, we were built on freedom. And right now, there's a lot of people that aren't feeling freedom. They're not feeling freedom because their companies are basically closing down or shutting the doors, being considered non-essential. There's people that are walking away from their careers because they're being forced to do something that doesn't align with them. Now, whether you're for or against, it really doesn't matter. But what matters is the fact that we live in a place where we should be able to decide what's right for us. And we live in a place where we should be able to say, you know what? I'm not okay with that. I'm going to go out there, and we live in America, or at least I do. I see Shane on here. He's from Canada, which is also America, but it's not the United States of America. But the bottom line is that we have the right to go out there and decide what we're worth. And we can do that with the right vehicle. And that's exactly what this is. So that's what I wanted to share tonight. And with that being said, I'm going to open it up to one of my good friends out of Florida, Sean McLean. I see you out there. So I'll turn it over to you, my friend.
Florida, one of the free states. Guys, what's up? I just got to share this real quick because Chris is hitting on some of the different products. About a month ago, my wife, my son, and myself all got COVID. It was rough. These defense drops, one serving is 4,000 IUs of D3, which is super important. I was doing 3 servings a day as well as other vitamins, but this was a staple in what we were using, and it's liquid. I just put it in my tea and drink it like I'm drinking right now. So I wanted to throw that out there. But hey, guys, I was super blessed as a kid to be raised by 2 parents that both had, and I know this is kind of nuts, they both had their own business. My mom had a beauty salon for 35 years, and my dad had an insurance agency. And listen, entrepreneurship can get rough sometimes. It's the ups and downs. And so what I was so blessed to experience was the freedom that entrepreneurship provided our family. I'm the oldest of 3 boys, super competitive. Whatever season it was, we were playing ball, which meant mom and dad pretty much was, today we would call it Uber or Lyft, or they were taxi drivers, right? But they had the time freedom to be able to do that. And I can't tell you, I absolutely love to travel. I can't tell you how many trips that, like on a Thursday night, they're like, hey, go pack a bag, we're leaving. And in the middle of the night, we would wake up. I don't even remember getting in the vehicle, but 2 a.m, I'd wake up and we're north of Atlanta heading to the Carolinas. And my wife and I have been blessed to do that. At 13, I started dragging a lawnmower from neighborhood to neighborhood. And in 1999, we licensed and insured our business, and we've had a landscape irrigation, a lawn maintenance business ever since then. And it's that entrepreneurship provided the freedom and the choices that I could make for my family and my children, and take them and go and give them. If you really want to see your kids get a great education, travel is where it's at. Get as broad as you can. But what I want to share with you tonight is my oldest is 23. She is an ER nurse. She actually got Rookie of the Year this year, and they're making her lead stroke nurse for the stroke team. They happen to be the #1 stroke team in the entire country. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I got cool kids. The second one is serving in Belgium in the Army right now. Yeah, super awesome. Absolutely loves her job, and she's months ahead of any promotion that comes up. But you already know where I'm going with this. I don't want this to be political at all, because whatever you choose to do with your body, that's what you should do. It's your choice. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my choice. And I want my children to be able to make their choice. And what we don't want is to be forced to do something that we don't want to do, that goes against whatever our beliefs or our personal standards are, our virtues. And for me, being an entrepreneur basically since 13 and being raised by 2 entrepreneurs, that's how I was raised. And that's how I'm raising my kids, to make an impact. And literally before Kim and I decided to have kids at 21 years old, before we did it, our goal was to have children that blessed and made an impact on this world. That's why we had children. And outside of that, those three defining moments, everything else in my life is pretty much just spontaneous. But we did sit down and make that decision and kind of planned them out. What I want to share with you is this. Both of those girls are being faced with decisions that they don't want to put stuff in their body that they don't believe in. And they both are facing the hard decision of being out of a job that they both absolutely love, and everyone above them, can we say upline? Every one of their bosses, because there's bosses all the way to the top, right? For my daughter that's in the Army, it's commander after commander after commander after commander. And about 2 days ago, she talked to the highest commander, the official meeting, about putting something in her body that she doesn't want. So any day now, literally any day now, we're going to find out if she's coming back home or are they going to allow her to stay in the Army. And what I want to share with you tonight is plan B, And I want to say one more thing. You and my oldest daughter that's in the ER, she gets it. And before, because when she started in the ER, it's just over a year ago, so we were already in the pandemic. And I asked her this question: if it comes to the point, there's whispers going around that you may be you may be mandatory to do things you don't want to do. If it comes to this point, and she cut me off, she goes, "I'm gone," just like that. I said, "Well, what will you do?" She said, "I got a plan B." She said, "I'll be gone." Now, my daughter that's in the Army wasn't so quick. We had a talk. It took her a few weeks, and I let her make that decision for her body. And what she had to understand, and what she said to me after 2 weeks of thinking about this, she said, "Dad, the Army doesn't define me. I love the Army, and they love me. I'm the only one that does a whole handful of jobs, and they love me because I excel in it. But I could go do anything I want to in life." And I said, "Absolutely, you can." And that's what America is about. That's what we stand for. So what we're sharing with you tonight is our company actually has many lanes of opportunities. It's not just coffee. It's not just vitamin drops. It's not just, but there's so many things that's coming. There's so many new things coming this month. It's unbelievable. We're ecstatic about what's coming. But what I just really want to share with you is that at our core, we're about freedom. We're about choice. We're about offering people, because it's not just my two kids. There's millions and millions of people in America, as well as around the world. Half of my business here at the Happy Co is in Australia and New Zealand. And I can tell you, they're facing even harder, more stringent lockdowns than we've seen in America. So it's the same for them. It's about having a business that you can run out of your home, where you're unstoppable and you can create an income for you and your family and put food on the table and not be stuck on the government handouts. That's what it's about. And if that's what you're looking for tonight, listen, I'm not asking you to make a decision to join us tonight. I'm just asking you to take the next step, which is to get back with the person that invited you on this call and get more information. Find out about the other lanes, because Chris and I haven't even told you about it. We just told you about what got us started. I'm a coffee lover. The coffee saved my marriage. I'm not going to go into all that, because what we really want to share with you, our opportunity tonight that we're sharing with you, is about choices and freedom. And if you know anyone in America that's looking for a plan B, then this is the place you need to be, because you'll have something to offer them. Thank you, Chris.
Awesome. Thank you. So with that being said, guys, Sean is a self-employed business person, as well as, the cool thing is that this has allowed them to also offset what they're doing in their traditional business, because they've had a plan B. They've been able to travel all over the world because of their plan B. And that's just exciting stuff. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Lauren Buchman. Lauren, are you out there? I see you, so I know you're out there. I got to unmute you. Nope. It won't unmute? What? How in the world? There you go.
Okay.
All
Hey,
right.
sorry, technical difficulties. It happens every time I try to get on. So, with that said, I'm Lauren Buchman from Sarasota, Florida, and I'm really honored. Chris called me a couple hours ago and asked me to hop on because medical industry is a big thing. And, you know, honestly, I was every parent's dream. I did exactly what they said, exactly what they promised. I got good grades. I went to college. I went to grad school. I became a doctor. And actually, my career field, my original career field was doctor of chiropractic. And I love nothing more than treating my patients, than helping people, than making people feel good. But after doing that for 20 years, I realized that there was a fault there. My real dream was to travel the world. And I thought that that vehicle was going to get me that piece to be able to go ahead and travel the world. So unfortunately, what I found out after 20 years of being in there, hey Chris, you got to mute. There you go. So after 20 years of being in, I realized that there was a fault with that, and that was that I was locked to four walls. Because if I wasn't in the office, I was not making an income. If I was not there hiring somebody in, my patients didn't want to come and see me. So that was, simply put, I was limited to how many hours I had and who was going to pay me and how I was going to get paid. And I knew that there had to be something else out there, because the system that I was promised was broken. The system that I was promised that was going to get me to retirement, that was going to get me around the world and traveling and having fun and living the life that I wanted, was gone. So that being said, this company has been trying to find me. This industry has been trying to find me for 20 years. And I have said no and no and no. And turns out this industry knew exactly what it was doing. This industry has given me the ability to walk away from that job. Landing on last minute trips, we travel nonstop. I have the time freedom to actually go and live my life that I wasn't having that before. And this company offered that solution. Now, I rolled my eyes at this company because my husband brought home coffee, and I literally was like, dear, I don't drink coffee. Like, what are you thinking? But he saw the vision. He saw what I was struggling with. He saw the vision, and he knew something that I didn't know. But thank God I trusted him, and I drank that coffee. And the anxiety, the depression, the things, the struggles, all the internal struggles that I was battling with from the work, from the career choice from before, started going away. I started feeling good. I've lost 50 pounds on these products after struggling with that. But what it's done for us financially has started the beginning, and that what it's done for our team financially has changed our world. We just got back from a weekend in the Keys, and next weekend we're heading to Maryland to go see my brand new niece. If I was in a job, I'd have to ask for permission, not last minute, just, hey, how many months ahead do I have? Well, I didn't know when they're having this baby. I don't know when they're going to be there, but on a whim, we can take off and go see my new niece. We can go see the family. I can take off. I'm closing on another house on Thursday. You know what? My mom needed me to be there for the closing. It's her house. I get to be there and didn't have to ask for permission. I get to make choices in my own life, and nobody else gets to make those choices for me. So if you're looking for, and you're sick and tired of people making choices for you, you owe it to yourself to really give this a look and really take a look at this company. I mean, seriously, this has been the best decision that I never knew I needed. Hopefully that helps somebody take a look and make a decision. But this is far better and replaced my income. And this is now my full-time gig. And it's been the biggest blessing.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Lauren. So now we are going to close this out with the Dillmans. I see you guys out there. We got Dave and Christine. Not sure if both are sharing or one are sharing or how it's going to work. Over to you guys. We're dealing with more muting problems. Let me unmute. Maybe I'll make co-host and there you go. I don't know what's going on. Yep, we're good now.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to share. We are the Dillmans. To get started, you want to talk about freedom. I like to think our story really exemplifies freedom. Almost 3 years ago, we were presented with this cup of coffee, this crazy coffee. And after the first cup, I knew we had something really special on our hands. So I brought it home. for my lovely wife here and myself to try over the next few weeks. And we had incredible results. We both lost over 25 pounds, felt like we got our life back. But we knew we now had a responsibility to share it with the people we knew, that we loved, that we trusted. We had something truly special on our hands. And I am not a medical professional, but my wife was. And so I'm going to let my amazing, beautiful wife, Christine, share what happened in our journey once we had this coffee in our hands.
Awesome. So, hey guys, again, we're the Dillmans. I am Christine. And yeah, so when we were introduced to this coffee, I was working. I was a pharmacist. I have my doctorate in pharmacy. I was working 12-hour days with a 2-hour commute. I was busy, busy, busy. I am married, obviously. We have 3 amazing kids, and I had no time. But my husband brought home this amazing coffee, and I gave it a try. And again, like, we had an amazing product experience. We knew we had something special. So with that, I said, I don't have any time to build a business. And I'm sure many of you guys on this call, if somebody invited you here, you may be a teacher or somebody else in the medical field, right? Like, you're busy. Even if you're not, you're probably doing something else and you're busy, just like I was. But I thought at that time, if I could just shave one day off my work week by sharing this coffee, I would be happy. I'd be home with my kids more. I would have more time to spend with them. And at that time, working in that career, I had missed more baseball games, more dance recitals, more all the time with my kids. I was miserable. I was providing for them. I had a multiple 6-figure career, was providing for my family, but I wasn't there with them. I missed them. So when I got my hands on this coffee, I thought, what if I could just have one more day with them? What if I could build enough of a business, share enough of this coffee to be home one more day a week with them? So the sacrifice that I made to do that, to build that, was I'm going to set my alarm clock 1 hour earlier every morning. I'm going to carve out 1 hour of my day with the hope that I can build something to bring me home for one extra day for my kids. Now, this was almost 3 years ago when we were introduced to this coffee and we built this business. And I will say that within my first year, and I'm not trying to say that my results are typical or better or worse than anybody else's, but I'm going to share with you what it did for us. Within my first year here with this amazing company, with these amazing people, these stories that you hear, I brought myself home completely. I retired myself from that pharmacist career. I brought myself home to my family. I am now home with my husband and my 3 kids. And to make the story even crazier, when I brought myself home and I looked at him and I said, you know what? This is coffee and we can share this from everywhere. This is an opportunity where I don't have to carry any inventory. I don't have to have a party. I don't have to deliver products personally to anybody. What if we just traveled? What if we just started building our own memories together now that we could be together as a family? What if we started checking out all 50 states? We're in the United States too. So, and we're all talking about freedom. So we're here. I looked at my husband and said, I want to travel to see all 50 states with my kids. I want to build memories. The ones that I missed, I can't get back, right? But I can build new ones. I can go out there and I can chase adventures, make memories with my family, with my kids. So that's what we did. We are now on the road. We are a full-time traveling family. We're actually in Utah right now. We just wrapped up an amazing event with a lot of people on this call right now. I am so fired up about what this business has done for our family. And the future is just incredible. I wish I could share it all with you guys, but what I can tell you is this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of what we have. We've already changed so many lives. And if you're on this call, whoever put you on this call, you're here for a reason.
Guys, we were Were we skeptical at the beginning? Yes. It is a coffee that can make you happy. Now we have so many other amazing products, but did it work for us? Yes. And then we took that responsibility and shared it with as many people we can. And I feel that we are true examples of what can happen here when you have the right people and the right product all in one place. This has been a blessing for us. And thank you for listening to our story.
Yeah. Thanks for letting us share.
Awesome. Thank you guys for jumping on board. So, and I'm gonna spend just a couple minutes here breaking down exactly what is the system. Like, you know, you're hearing people tell the stories on, yeah, I took this product and it did all these great things and all that. And then you're hearing about the business, but you're probably going, you know, well, what do you actually do? Like, how does that all work? And before I break that down, I just want to make a disclaimer that we are neither for nor against whatever in the world you want to do. I know the beginning sounded like we were anti something, but we are anti not having our own choice. That's it. We just want to basically talk about freedom. That's all I want to just get that out there and be very clear about that. Because it's really sad when the fact that a lot of people think that they're stuck in a way where they can only do something. There's not a way for them to go out there and generate the kind of income. Well, guys, we started off with two products. It was a coffee and a pill, and together they release dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphin, which is our natural happy chemicals. So imagine if you could just drink a tea, a coffee, a lemonade, pop a capsule if you don't want to do any of those, and then take another capsule and have all these natural hormones being released by your brain versus putting those things in, but having your brain naturally do it because it balances out your hormones. So with that being said, that's exactly what we started this thing off with. And we have a very simple 4-step system. So what does that look like? Step 1 is be a product of the product. In other words, drink coffee, be happy. Pretty simple. Step 2. How many of y'all can do step 1, by the way? Like, right? Like, this isn't like rocket science. Like, maybe y'all are going to go, can I do this? Do you know how to drink a cup of coffee? Like, if you don't, you're right-handed, you pick it up with your right hand, you stir it with right hand, drink. Step 2, share your story. Well, what does that look like? I'm going to teach you a couple questions right now that you're guaranteed to get a yes every time. Number 1, do you know anybody that can use a little bit more happy in their life? Do you think anybody's going to say no? Everyone's going to say absolutely. Everyone can use a little bit more happy. Question number 2, do you know anybody that drinks coffee or tea? Can we all agree that everyone's going to know people that drink coffee and tea? Question number 3, and the most important, have you tried or heard of whatever one resonates with you? Have you tried that happy coffee everyone's been talking about yet? Have you heard of that happy coffee everyone's been talking about yet? And the reason why I say everyone's been talking about it, because everyone that's drinking this stuff is talking about it. So whether you want to do a business or not, you're going to do it for free if you're taking the products. Just to let you know that, just letting you know, everybody ends up talking about it. And if it's not them talking about it, it's their family talking about it because they notice the difference in their family members. It's just the way that it is. So you ask those questions. And what we found is that over 90% of the time, people are going to say, happy coffee, happy tea. What is that? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked. A friend of mine was telling me about this magical unicorn coffee. It sounded too good to be true. I said, I need to try that stuff. And boom, as soon as I drank, within 15 minutes, for the first time in 2 years, I felt normal again. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, I really couldn't believe how great I felt on this stuff. Imagine having more energy and focus and all that stuff and just feeling happier. I have no idea what's in it or how it works, but what I do know is it does. And what I'd love to do is send you a quick 3-minute video that explains it way better than I can. I'm going to send you a website. I'm going to add you to a Facebook group. Hey, there's a Zoom tonight. You got to jump on. You'll kind of get the gist of how it all works. You got to check it out. Step 3, share a tool. Don't be a tool. In other words, share something that does the information for you. All you share is your story. Not what's in it, not ingredients, not science, not all kinds of crazy stuff. Just what it did for you. Step 4. Did you like the coffee? What did you like best about it? Man, I like the fact that I had energy and stuff. Well, how does this stuff work? Well, you drink it and you feel good. No, I mean, like, what's in it? That's a great question, Keith. I have no idea what's in this stuff. All I know is when I drink it, I feel good. I tell you what, my friend Sean can explain that stuff way better than I can. You got to hear a story. Hold on a minute. Let me introduce you to Sean. Boom. Guys, that's it. Step 4 is connect them to someone else. We're not asking you to go read manuals, learn a bunch of science, learn all kinds of crazy stuff, and turn into a weirdo trying to sell stuff to your friends. So let's be clear. What we're asking you to do is to drink a cup of coffee, share what it did for you, or drink any, or take whatever it is that you resonate with, share what it did for you, and then share a tool that explains things for them. And then when they ask questions, share a story from someone else, put them on the phone and let them answer all the questions. Well, why do we do that? Because I'm sure it's safe to say that none of us are qualified to join the NBA on this call. But what if you didn't have to know? All you knew how to do is dribble the ball. And all you had to do is just do this and hand the ball to Michael Jordan, let him slam dunk it, and you get paid. How many of us would join the NBA? Well, guys, you have Michael Jordans that are there to support you in your business. So you don't have to know everything. That can answer all the questions for you. That can go over the science and go over all the stuff. So you don't have to. All you do is basically run people through the 4 steps and boom. So guys, in closing, by doing that, that's why you heard these stories of people walking away from their careers, because they followed those 4 steps. Guys, in 90 days, we replaced the $100,000 boat that we lost. We fixed our air condition. We started to pay off the credit card debt. 4 years later, guys, we have our dream piece of property on the water. We've replaced our vehicles, totally remodeled our house. Not only replaced the one boat, replaced another boat. And basically just, we have totally changed our life and have more money in the bank than we have in our entire life. Guys, we're not sharing that to impress you, but to impress upon you. If you're looking for a plan B, look no further. With the Happy Co, you can achieve and get to wherever it is that you want to go. So guys, we find there's only a few type of people that jump on this. Some just say, you know what, that's great. I'm excited for you and all that. Look, hey, all I want to do is I just want to be happy. I want to, hey, I'll try the coffee. I'll try the capsule. I'll try that. Great. Awesome. You're a number 1 if you just want to be happy. A number 2 is somebody says, you know what? I'm down with being happy, but you already said I'm going to be telling people about it for free. People are going to be noticing a difference in me. Why not get paid? I'm not allergic to extra money. Hey, I could share this with somebody. It doesn't take much time. You talked about 4 steps. That's simple enough. So guys, you're a number 2. If you want to be happy and make extra money, you're a number 2. Get with the person, invite you on this call today, and let them know I'm a number 1 or I'm a number 2, and get started. With that being said, I appreciate you all taking your time and jumping on here. Get with the person, invite you on this call, and get started. Talk to you later. Take care, guys.